Now, I was talking to someone about my video on smoothies, and they said, well, smoothies are as bad as McDonald's. And I thought, well, they're not, but I know where you're coming from, because smoothies aren't always great. There's loads of sugar and they're not the most healthiest thing in the world. They are probably better than a McDonald's milkshake to eat. But my OCD then started to take over, and it does this. It goes, well, they think I'm eating a McDonald's every day. They think I'm having a McDonald's milkshake every day. So I started stressing about it, and there's something not right with the world because they think something isn't right that is right. And actually, really, I know that they don't think that at all. They're just basically saying that from their knowledge, which is fairly true, really, that some smoothies aren't particularly good for you. That's their opinion, and it shouldn't really bother me. But you know, when you're OCD, you're a perfectionist as well. Like, everything's got to be exactly right. You start to get really niggled by things, and you've got to keep going around and getting everything right, and making sure everyone else understands everything right. And it was really, really silly, because I knew it was just irrational. And if I was to phone that person up and say, yeah, you don't really think I'm having a McDonald's every day, do you? They go, well, of course I don't think we're having a McDonald's every day. That's absolutely stupid. Why on earth would you say that? And I go, well, you know, because of that smoothie comment. Oh, I didn't mean that at all. No, I said, oh, not at all. No, whine about nothing. Of course, it's absolutely, they don't talk like that, but it is an absolutely silly thing to get myself into a tiz about. I know that word for years. Because OCD is like a spot, isn't it? Like a spot on your face. It's like, it just starts to become a nuisance, and you just think, right, that's just annoying me. So you start, you squeeze it a bit down, you see if you can make it better. That just makes it redder. You just keep on poking about with it, and then you're pretty sure that, the more you squeeze or dig or push around with it, you're gonna just fix it. But generally speaking, it becomes inflamed and just becomes a worse situation than it was at the start. And in the end, you think, I wish I hadn't touched it. I wish I just left it alone, because it would probably be gone by now. And I think OCD is like that. I think it suddenly comes into your head, and you start playing around with it and start doing your compulsions, and you can't control these things very easily. So it's not like I'm saying just don't do it, because that'd be silly, because you can't just stop doing it. But to understand it, I think, is to be able to put it into a reference that's relatable. And a spot is quite a good analogy, I think. And OCD is like that. It's, if you've got OCD, you just feel it coming on. It's a little niggle. Oh, that was a shiver. Not a twitch, just cold in there. I need to put the heating on. This is how OCD robs you of happiness and feeling okay. Because until you get a compulsion done, it's just like, you've got to get it done. You've got to do everything to get it done. So I just thought, okay, let's just focus on something a bit more positive. Let's try and let that go, because I'm trying to not worry and get irrational thoughts about everything that people say to me, because it starts to make me not even want to spend time with people, or I struggle with people, and I start to become worried, are they going to say something that's going to trigger my OCD? When actually what I need to be doing is I need to be strengthening myself and building up resilience. So I decided to go, okay, I'm not going to entertain that. I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to focus on something more positive, which is doing this video. And over time, OCD will lose its hold with that irrational, silly question. I completely know it's nonsense. It's almost as silly as me locking the door, watching it lock, checking it, filming it, and then going off. I know it's locked. I don't need to check, but why do we keep going back and doing these checks and these different things? I think we need to learn to focus our minds on other things. One thing I used to do when my OCD was really bad, before I was on medication, and it was hard, but it worked, is when OCD used to really hit me hard, and it would be disabilitating. I got that word right the first time. I'm actually learning how to speak. I'd go and play my drums, annoy the neighbours. I'd do it for half an hour, and that would kind of like alleviate the OCD. It was really hard to do actually, but it did start to help. And it was a coping mechanism that I had that worked really well. So what I'd urge you to do, what I'm doing, like today for example, I am going to focus on other things. I'm focusing on doing my videos today. I'm going to focus, I'm going to go and see my friend Porky. And I'm going to see him. If you watch my videos, you'll understand that Porky's a good friend. I'm just basically going to try to be positive. And I can tell you what will happen later on tonight. That thought will come into my head a couple of times. By tonight, it won't be an issue. I'll be thinking, what was I even thinking about? Why would it even bother me? It's absolutely irrational and stupid. I'll probably laugh about it tonight. So I'm going to make a little journal and come back to these things. I know it's not easy, and I know it's really, really hard, and sometimes we just want to wallow in self-pity. I'm the biggest one for doing it. I'm like, oh, why is this bothering me? Everything was all right, and now this OCD thing's in my head and I can't get it out, and oh dear, woe is me. I'm trying to shake that mentality off because we've got to be more positive with the way we deal with OCD. ERP is definitely a very, very good way of dealing with it. And in a way, what I'm doing today is ERP because I'm exposing myself to the awkward feeling instead of trying to do something about it. And I'm going to live with the feeling. And the reason I'm going to live with the feeling is on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like half of 1. It's absolutely a doddle, this one. It should be. It still bothers me. But I've got all the ammunition. I know it's an absolutely stupid OCD. It doesn't make any sense in any capacity at all. But it has still got me a bit. But that's OCD. OCD will just pick up on the smallest little thing and it will make it into a pink elephant. You try not thinking about a pink elephant. Go on, give it a go. You can do it. And OCD is a little bit like that. It's really not addictive. It's like an addiction. It gets into your head and it won't let you go. It kind of like, it really grabs hold. And we've got to learn to control that. We've got to learn to become stronger and better. That's the whole purpose of what I'm trying to do here. And I'm doing this to motivate myself. And if I can overcome some of these things, then I think we can overcome some of these things together and we can encourage each other and we can push forward. And I believe that we can change. I believe we really can. I don't necessarily think we're going to eradicate OCD, but wouldn't you like a 10% increase if it wasn't too hard to obtain? I would. And that's what I'm really working for. My goal is to make a small difference. I'd like to make a big difference, but I'm going for the small difference to start with. Once I've banked a small difference, I'll be quite excited then, aren't I? I'm going to start to think, well, hold on, I can do better at this. You can do better at this. We can do better together. Please send me some feedback. Pop in the comments things that you struggle with if you do. If you've got any questions, ask me.